Good morning, church. Today we're in chapter 12 of 2 Corinthians. In the previous chapters, Paul has been having to defend his authority and apostleship, and in so doing, he's had to do a little bragging. But here in chapter 12, he begins this chapter, "It is doubtless not profitable for me to boast." In fact, he says there's no doubt that it is not profitable to boast. He's had to do so not necessarily because he wanted to, but to show these people in this church in Corinth that his authority was indeed from God. But when it comes down to it, as a Christian, we should be humble. I picture Paul in his former life as a Pharisee before his conversion, that he was a very proudful man. And God humbled him, taught him humility so that he could be used to be a vessel for him. Humility doesn't come easy. And I think the pride was something that Paul struggled with a lot of his life. For he goes on to say in verse 6, "For though I might desire to boast, I will not be a fool, for I will speak the truth." Sounds like he had a desire to brag a little. But it says in verse 7, "And lest I should be exalted above measure by the abundance of the revelations, a thorn in the flesh was given to me, a messenger of Satan to buffet me, lest I be exalted above measure." To be exalted above measure. To put yourself on a pedestal above what you should be. God had given him a lot of authority. He was an apostle. He did not abuse that authority. He used that authority to reach out and edify others. As you study this chapter, remember Paul's past, his rise to being one of the top Pharisees, to his collapse to being hated by the Pharisees, and teaching the love of Jesus Christ. What a drastic change in his life. But sometimes it's hard to break old habits. But God puts something in your flesh, in the case of this Paul here, a thorn, that he prayed for and wasn't removed, so that he could keep him humble. Sometimes we fight for their pasts. I hope you enjoy this study, and God bless.